Hey everybody, just wanted to get in here and show you guys a video of me cooking a roast that I got. I got this recipe from one of the people I follow from down in Louisiana on Facebook, but I know my family's done stuff like this before in the past. I have the whole Cajun heritage and everything in my background, so just to kind of go over some stuff, you can see I went ahead and I chopped up some onions, and I'm doing the bell peppers right now to kind of get that going. And just I like to pre-cut everything beforehand. As you can see, I'm just dumping the seeds out and getting that ready and just chopping it up and getting this ready for just to cook later on. But I don't like to sit there and cook my meat or brown it, whatever, while I'm chopping all my onions and peppers and such. So I do all that stuff beforehand. So the next thing I'm doing here is I take some Worcestershire sauce, or one thing I like the way somebody says it, wash your sister sauce, and Tony Chachere's, and I'm just covering. I have a chuck roast. We get a half a cow from some people that we know that we go to church with, so just take a chuck roast and season it, flip it around, and just kind of do that so that it can get good covered and get the seasoning on there. I do add seasoning later on in it as well, but just to kind of just show you, season it up. I let it sit a little bit. Some people will do this earlier and let it sit for hours on end. I don't. So the next thing I do is I have the cast iron Dutch oven on the stove top, and I actually will set that. I put a little bit of butter in there before I put the meat in. Then I'll just set the meat, move the cutting board I was using into the sink, just let it brown, flip the other side, let it brown, then I pull it out. And I saw the way that she did it was she actually put the meat on the lid, so I did that too, thinking, why not, instead of wasting another dish, just put the meat on the lid. So just going around kind of pushing it, make sure it's even. It did have a little bit of a bubble spot where the meat is, but not too bad. I did turn down the heat some because I have it. I'm still not familiar with our stovetop, and we've been at this house for quite a bit. So just flip it over and brown the other side just to kind of get some of the juices going. Again, I have the butter in there. That's the only thing I'm using for oil. I don't put any olive oil, I just use the butter. So after this, I take it out, I put my bell peppers and onions in there. I saute the onions a little bit more. I put a little bit more butter in there and get those going. So I'll get that and let this saute for a while. Then once that's done and to my liking, I also add a little bit of Tony Chachere's in there as well. Once I get this done to my liking, I will go ahead and add the chuck roast or the roast back in, and then I put some water in there. I think I started off with 2 cups of water. I realized I might have done a little too much to begin with, but I wasn't sure because this is just a large piece of meat. There is bone on either side, and I eventually take it out. So put it in there, cover it, every so often check it, flip the meat. I do add a little bit more seasoning in there as well. So I did that. As you can see, I already separated the meat. I took the bones out of it as well. So while this is cooking, the next thing that I do is I go ahead and I get my rice cooking and just use a rice cooker. We do 3 cups. We use jasmine rice. And then I went ahead and we did cream of corn as our side. So I got that going as well, sitting there. And then after that, you can see the plated meal and how everything looks. It was a hit with the family. My wife is big into more of like a potato based with the roast, but the rice worked out. This is something I grew up with, so it melt great. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this. And I think it came out looking really well, and it was tender and juicy and not tough. So thanks a lot for watching.